GameWorn Radio is on the air.
Hey! Shelton scores! Up in the Cordova, baby! We're going bowling. Now, let's go hunt moose on a Harley. The fire, she scores! L.A. face with an Oakland booty. Scores! Make me a bicycle club. They score! Bowmeister paid that man his money.
GameWorn Radio.
Hey everybody, it is open mic night at GameWorn Radio. I am Derek, your host, and I am joined with 4 GameWorn jersey collectors to talk about whatever the hell they want for the next hour. How's it going, guys?
What's
scary, going on?
Man. It's good.
Alright, so we got Bert, Doc, Drew, and Tom. Drew, I believe it's your first time calling in.
Yep, I am.
Well, we are glad to have you. So, with you being the newcomer, whatever you want to talk about, you're going to start the topic.
Gonna start the topic. I got nothing, so I'm gonna pass the ball on to somebody else. You can't call an audible like that and then give me nothing to preface it with.
It's open mic night. I can do whatever I want tonight.
He's the leader. Well, I mean, the biggest hobby news of the week, and very interesting news is the MeiGray break-in.
Yes, let's talk about that.
The list of some of those jerseys, holy cow.
Now, I noticed a lot of it was NBA stuff, and I know the NBA, when I was there, it was in a small section, and I couldn't quite decipher from the article if the big-name hockey players were goal-scored pucks, or if they were actually jerseys too. So did they make off with all the NBA jerseys and then some goal-scored pucks? Do they make off with, like, the big-name hockey player jerseys too? Because I know they said they had that one Wayne Gretzky autographed one, but the rest of them were all NBA. So I could see that going in and being like, I'm going to swoop up all these NBA jerseys because, I mean, they're a lot lighter than, NHL ones. But if you ended up yanking, like, big-name NHL players, you knew what the hell you were doing where everything is, because to nab even one, you'd have to go through a lot of shit just to find it.
488 items total stolen.
Wow. There had to be more than one person, obviously. I mean, there's no way.
And at this point, I know that everybody hopes that they're going to call the authorities, or when a few of these jerseys surface, we're going to be able to track them down or trace them down. But at this point, you can't imagine that anybody's going to be overly honest if they feel like they can get a decent jersey if one of these pops up.
Well, I don't think we'll hear much about it because it sounded like the bulk of the shit that was stolen was NBA shit. We don't care about that, let's be real.
Yeah, they say 450 game jerseys, mostly from NBA. Some used during playoff games. Inventory list were 3 Kobe Bryant jerseys, 7 Griffin jerseys, 13 Howard shirts, Dwayne Wade, Steve Nash, Kevin Garnett, NHL goal pucks, from Ovechkin, Forsberg, Stamkos, Tavares. Wayne Gretzky jersey was not worn, and then several autographed caps from the NBA draft.
Yeah, so it sounds to me like most of the stuff that was taken was basketball shit. So let's be real. Don't care.
Well, I know there was a guy in the Facebook groups that he had his Calvert or his
consignment.
When the 15-16 jersey taken from the Blue Jackets. I know that.
I wonder what else was taken, because like the stuff on consignment was located really close to where the NBA stuff was. I think it was on like the rack above it or something like that.
And at that point, is MeiGray liable for it, I would assume?
I would think so. So if it's in their possession, they would have to be liable. I'm
sure they have insurance on it, though. Like, their insurance covers anything in that warehouse, so they could consign whatever they want, and the insurance will cover it for sure.
Hey, Doc, correct me if I'm...
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, hey, Doc, correct me if I'm wrong, but I drove by your garage the other day and saw a few more Kobe Bryant items than I usually do. Anything that you need to tell me? Or
trying to throw one to the bus.
Yeah, you wouldn't see any basketball stuff. I'm a one-sport guy. I had, as I work at university, all the college kids there were excited about the football playoffs this weekend, and I'm like, football sucks. They all looked at me like, I said, I'm a one-sport guy. It's hockey, and that's it. So No, you won't find any Ovechkin signed pucks or anything in my garage either. Thank God.
I mean, if we're gonna throw people under the bus right now, I mean, let's talk about Tom and this pro wrestling thing he's got going on.
Christ. And see, we're supposed to talk about GameWorn jerseys, not pro wrestling. So
Oh, but
What part of
it's
open
an
mic
NHL
night
show.
don't you
We talked about the
understand?
NBA, so of course we're gonna switch gears.
It's open mic night. Open mic. I talk about whatever I
damn it.
want. I want to talk about Tom and his wrestling.
no,
The Russian, the Mad Russian, or whatever.
No, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I do the pro wrestling around. Well, it's only right now, or actually pretty much now, it's just mainly up in Northeast Ohio. So,
Do you get a
The
good
main
kick out of it? Like, is it for the kids and stuff?
I've followed it ever since I was a kid. Since my dad, when I was little, the St. Louis people will probably understand this more, but he used to take me like to wrestling at the Chase, where you got to see some of the old AWA or NWA, wrestlers like Ric Flair and
Harley Race,
Chief
bro.
Stombro and Rocky Johnson and the dad of The Rock. So got to see a lot of the main guys before they were like on major cable TV. So I grew up watching it as a kid. Then I met a friend who, was a referee. He's like, he's like, you're pretty tall. He's like, why don't you come and work security for our promotion? I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm watching this. Wow, I'm really up close. And, then I move up to like camera work, and then I moved up to be a referee. But being 6'5", I can't really be a referee because it kind of takes away from the illusion of how big the guys are.
Right.
So I've started training, and for I don't know, I started when my twins were born, which was probably about 6.5 years ago. And I had to take like a 3-year break because of drama and because I had shoulder surgery because I ended up getting hurt. Because it is real. Even though everyone says it's fake, it's actually real. It's just, I'm not going to say anymore because I want to keep it a secret.
Right. Well, it sounds like you have a lot of fun with it, right?
I do. I like being the bad guy. My favorite is I'll do a fake Russian accent. I'll talk gibberish / real, Russian. And I had a redneck, imagine I redneck fan there. It's like, we speak American here. I'm like, I speak better English than what you do. And they were just like, my tag team partner kind of started laughing like he wasn't supposed to because it's just so fun to make them hate you. So.
Do you ever get like the kids joining in on it or anything?
I do get kids that yell at me, spit at me, throw stuff at me. So it's fun for that, and their parents get into it too. I think the worst I've ever felt was I told a kid he was fat, and I've said some bad stuff too. Oh, God, really? Do we have to play the music too? Isn't that copyrighted? You're not supposed to play that, and you have to play royalties.
I got 30 seconds of it. For those listening, this is Tom's intro music.
This is not the Tom Hour. Sorry. It's kind of like a rock version of the Carmine Bernina. So
I had to do it.
I know you did.
Don't you love live radio, Tom?
I don't care. This is usually the only time I've ever done live radio. So I've had to do interviews. I've actually had to do interviews in my Russian character, which is kind of funny because I didn't know any of the questions. I didn't know anything, so it was impromptu, and they're asking me these questions like, "How'd you get into wrestling?" I was like, "Well, I can't tell them I'm really an American." So I like the entire time I was there, I was like in accent, I was in character. And
Tom, do they make you guys cut promos or do anything like
yeah,
that?
oh yeah, all the time. This interview, I was on a show in Marion, Ohio, with I don't know the movie. I did not fit in. I know that sounds odd. But it was a guy goes by the name Night Owl. He's a movie critic, and I was the youngest person there because everyone else was like in their 70s and 80s. I'm like, they're like, so how'd you get into Russia? And I was like, well, I come over from Russia and I learned to wrestle with bears. I'm just like, what the hell am I saying? I was like, well, I might as well just go with it. I'd make it up on the spot, and that's what I think is always fun is doing stuff like that.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for entertaining the question here on Open Mic Night. I just wanted to
Yeah.
give you a little bit of a hard time since we actually had you on.
Yeah, I know not many people know I do that. So I even have my own fake race. I have a Facebook page just for my like an actual Facebook account for my wrestling persona. And I keep the two separate. Like I don't know. I'm not even quote unquote friends with it. So just to kind of keep it farther away from me in real life.
That's awesome.
Well, Derek, another story that came right off of your website, the stolen jersey that was found and returned to the rightful owner.
Yeah, that was a really cool story.
Yeah.
I was really glad to be a part of that, and the only reason I knew that happened is I got a private message from the collector saying, "Hey, do you got a minute to talk?" So I'm like, "Oh shit, what'd I do?" so I get at him, I'm like, all right, let's chat at this time, So I get him on the line. He starts talking. He's like, hey man, I just want to tell you, thanks a lot for just existing, because and then he goes and tells me about the entire story, and how he feels that if it wasn't for the GameWorn website, GameWorn.us, and our forum, he doesn't think that he would have gotten the jersey back.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
And they found it at like a swap meet, is that right?
Yeah, so for some reason they don't require a signature when they deliver GameWorn.net auctions or GameWornAuctions.net packages or some shit like that, right? So they put it on his doorstep, and it was right around Christmas time, so people are stealing shit off of doorsteps because that's the cool thing to do these days, I guess, is be an asshole. So they're doing that to him, and there's a fan, Detroit Red Wing fan in San Jose they go to like the flea markets or whatever, and they're walking around, they saw it, and they're like, we could buy a cheap jersey, wear it to the game tonight or this week or whatever the story was, right? So they buy it, and it was still all in the package and everything, and had a LOA, and I think the son in the situation opened it up and is like, I think this is something more than what we thought it was. And they picked it up for, the price that you would get for like a flea market jersey, you know what I mean?
Knockoff style pricing.
Exactly.
Like a $4 Goodwill Find Red Wings jersey.
Yeah, very similar to that. Thank you for that, by the way. Yeah, Drew found a Goodwill pick authentic Red Wing jersey, shipped it up to me. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
So appreciate that. But he's looking through the paperwork and was like, I think this is something that, is more than what we bargained for. So he did some internet research, typed it in real quick, what it said on the paperwork, and one of the first two hits was the forum post about it being missing. And these guys were quality freaking dudes, right? So they created an account on the website just so they could private message the rightful owner. And they were
That's
like,
really
hey,
cool.
we've got this jersey. We saw that it's missing, and so they arranged to get it back to him, and that was that. And then he let me know the situation. Just that was, it was good to hear at that time, because I've been trying to redesign the website, and I'm trying to code it up by myself, and that just kind of gives me more of a drive to want to get it done, to have a better place for us to go. Because let's face it, sometimes this Facebook shit just isn't working. I think last week I got invited to like 5 or 6 GameWorn groups that were the same as other ones I was already in.
Just because there was a disgruntled member that decided to leave one and start another.
Pretty much, yes.
Or there's one
Anybody
that,
seen a toaster?
there's one lately has been kicking out people because
Yeah, I don't think I'm a part of that one, or at least I haven't heard about anybody getting kicked out or anything.
I'm on it, but it's like I don't really pay attention because it's like the same stuff that shows up there shows up on the other one. So it's just like, yeah, I should leave it, but there might be that one chance that someone that's pissed off at someone else is going to have the jersey I want that's in this group, but I don't know. I don't know the whole story that happened. I just kind of glanced at it. I'm like, okay, that's a jersey I don't care about. This team I don't care about. So I'm just going to ignore it. And then I'm so like, wow, why do I have like 70 comments on it? And I'm like, okay, I'm staying far away from this.
So yeah, let's talk about things that are bringing me down this week.
You got some
It's
sad
basically-
violin music queued up or something there, Derek?
I really should. I'm gonna take this to like ultimate mode one of these times, to just queue up a bunch of like sounds and music and shit, and whenever you guys just piss me off, I'll play like a sound cue or some shit, for real. But yeah, dude, what's grinding my gears this week? I'll tell you what, man. And it's really got me thinking, like, how much do I want to be involved in this shit? Unfortunately, I love this shit, so I'm not gonna walk away, which in some regard kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But it's an addiction. What can you say? But like, you guys have seen it, the whole drama that unfolded in one of the groups about calling people out and not listing things right and all this shit, right? It's like, what the fuck, man? Why can't we all just get along? Everybody love everybody.
Because it's like this: is when somebody mismarkets a product and should know better, and somebody and maybe the tone of the call out may have been a little off. And I know the guy that called him out, and I respect his hobby opinions. But it's, don't misrepresent something when you know it's not that, or it's somebody else's. Could be a GameWorn, but it's somebody else's. It's not the guys that's on the back. That you better be damn clear that that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right. I think one of the I think one of the root issues here too, ultimately, and it's funny because Tom, I hope you don't mind me saying it, but Tom and I even got in a little bit of an internet spat, I think earlier in the week, and we're all good. But anytime you deal in text, I mean, anytime you deal in a Facebook message, a text message, an email, whatever, you're going to take whatever you're going to take out of it. And ultimately, there might be unintended consequences there. And I'm not saying this was the case or not, but
No.
I think we all take things personally. We all perceive things a different way. And you're that's going to inflame things as text gets shot back and forth.
Yeah, that's the problem. You don't know the real person's intent. Are they being a smart aleck? Are they genuine? You don't get the real emotion of them saying something. Right, exactly.
You can't. People put their own emotion behind the text, and you could say something completely unemotional and be like completely reserved, but it's in text, so nobody knows that. And then they accuse you, and the worst part is when you know.
Well,
you invite other people to throw their 2 cents in the ring too when you try to do it publicly, and then I think that's another issue. And then that's where emotions start to really run high when you get other people involved. They start to get pissed off, or they start to piss on other ideas or comments, and it's a bad situation.
Yeah, because I'm in the group he's in. I'm one of the administrators, and I'm kind of a dick just because I don't like to deal with bullshit. And I wasn't trying to be one. It was more like. And I probably should have done. Honestly, I made a mistake. I should have done it privately. I shouldn't have brought it up publicly. So that's my fault, obviously.
I'm a dick. I'm a dick too, and that's the real problem. Is I'm a dick too.
My thing is, and I've talked to Jason about this. I don't take anything personally that people say to me. I mean, you have to say if they're going to attack me, I just blow it off. I'm like, you're on Facebook. You're really not that tough. You're not going to say this to my face. So I just, I'm just like, okay, yep, you're going to threaten me. Okay, that's fine. Good for you. I'm glad you can live with yourself being this pathetic, I mean, but, in some cases I try to resolve the issue if I see it needs to be resolved. And I think a lot of people, they take everything personal. It's like, if someone offers me, this kind of goes back to kind of selling the jersey thing. Like you could put a jersey up. I'm like, I want to sell one for $650. Well, that's the most I want someone to pay. And if someone's not willing to offer me something that's, what I'm willing to take, I have no problem with it. But if someone, like I offer like something for $650 and someone's like, I'll give you $50 for it. Yeah, I'm going to be like, no. I'm always polite to,
But
thanks
don't
for
be
the
an
offer,
asshole
but that's
and undercut.
Right. Not that much. But, I tried to say, that's really not what you should. I said, that's kind of offensive. But I said, you need to be realistic about this, you're not going to get that much of a percentage off, like, for when I'm asking. And I think a lot of people take it personally. I don't take it personal. I just tell them, sorry, that's not the offer that I'm even close to looking at. So, if you come up with something a little more realistic, I'll come back to you. But, please don't, I said, please don't message me, unless you have something real to offer me.
You counter offer at $649 is what you do.
I'll take it.
There's a guy running around who's got one of these, a bazillion forums out there that's bad mouthing me because I outbid him on his alleged Grail. Tough shit.
Guess you
Then
didn't
he
want
should
it
have
as bad
spent
as
more
you
Yeah,
money.
yeah. Well, no, what happened is basically I contacted the seller and said, look, I'll give you this. And it was way fair price for it. It probably would not have gone for that. And I said, look, I'll be the high bidder and I'll give you the X amount of dollars. He said, okay. That was it. So don't get pissed because you didn't think of it. I mean,
Yeah.
that happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you really want something, if that was allegedly your Grail, you would have called the guy or texted the guy or whatever to get
Well,
it.
there's who was just talking? I don't know that voice. Was that
Bert.
Oh yeah.
It was Derek.
I've been
I know
sitting
it's
for
not.
an hour.
I know Derek and Doc, but yeah, that kind of happened. Oddly enough, with you, Bert, because you have something I want.
Which one was that? Which one's that?
the Roberts.
Oh, yeah. So,
But,
I mean,
I blame Jason for I haven't had the money for you.
Funny how
But,
that works out.
But
You know,
I didn't. I'm didn't get mad you got it. I totally understood, and I talked to the guy who had it, and he's like, I need the money now. I can't do, because I was like, I could give it to you, but I can't give you all at once. I can, break it up and give it to you over a certain amount of time. He's like, no, I need the money. I was like, hey, I understand. Go ahead and put it out there, and I wasn't upset. I'm not mad, so I'm just trying to save for it now.
well, here's the thing. I mean, these things always come around.
Yeah.
They always
Exactly.
do. And to go back to like the MeiGray, stolen jersey and the other jersey that was mentioned from GameWorn, I actually came across a jersey and I bought it, and it was such a deal. It was on eBay. It was like a Spezza. I forget, one of the European games they played, like an 0809 or something. It was the Ottawa
The premier
Senators.
set,
Yeah, it was I bought it for $400. Okay.
which at the time
And-
was probably pretty good. Now you're like, I probably could have got
Yeah,
it for $200.
yeah. Now it's terrible, but what was it 5-6 years ago? It was a great deal. So I had it, and I had held on to it for a while, and I took it to one of the expos, and Barry comes around, he's like, that jersey's stolen. I go, really? And he goes, yeah. I guess the buyer had said that he never got it and filed a claim, and I guess MeiGray didn't have anything but to just basically file as an insurance and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, he wanted to see who the user or the seller was, and lo and behold, it was the guy that apparently had bought it. So,
A little insurance fraud.
Yeah.
basically, yeah. So when you have what amounts to 10 Kobe's, 8 John Walls, 10 Dwight Howards, they're going to come up.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
sure they're probably all over on eBay right now or wherever they sell GameWorn basketball jerseys.
Right.
Do they
Obviously,
even sell
Maybe
them
they
anywhere
donated
outside
them
of
to
MeiGray? The fuck?
Maybe I was going to say maybe they donated to the Boys and Girls Club for the
Right.
kids to use.
I could
Do you
get on board with
remember-
that.
do you remember the Canadians had a whole set stolen about 15 years ago, right?
I didn't know about that.
0203, I think it's set 3 of either, I don't know if it was home white or
Fucking Marco.
Hey,
Yeah.
fellas.
Oh,
What's going
shit.
on, guys?
Who invited this
God.
clown?
Damn it.
Holy fuck. I sliced my fucking finger off today. I'm not kidding. I
So
sliced the
give me
portion of my finger
4.
off today.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, then you should be fine with the Canadian health insurance then, right?
You know what? Yeah, honestly, it was during the Patriots. It was during
Dan's
the
not here.
Patriots game, and I was like, "Fuck it, man." I'm like, I'm not missing any of the games, so I just
Well, there goes
bandaged
the
it
It's
up.
just
I used
football.
a paper towel and shit. I know. How are you guys doing?
Yo, we're good, man.
we're here.
Kind of good.
I'm
Have we
snowed
had,
in.
have we had any people ask us stuff and we've kind of told them off and lost some fans or what?
People have been chiming in and out. I think when we started
That's
talking
good.
about Tom's wrestling
We lo-
exponenza, we lost a couple listeners, but I think we gained them back when we started talking about MeiGray theft.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I want to chime in on that. Sorry, I apologize. I'm late to the conversation. Sorry, fellas.
Well, thanks, Captain Obvious, for that one.
So, did you guys figure out who is the thief yet of the MeiGray thing?
Well, it's basketball, so
Doc.
nobody,
I mean,
none of
Doc
us really
has-
gave a shit.
Doc doesn't give a fuck.
Doc's got
No,
a bunch of
Doc-
Kobe Bryant
Doc has all the
jerseys now
Kobes.
that he can't explain.
Doc's like,
Kobe, yeah.
Doc's like,
Doc's a closet
Doc's like-
NBA fan.
Yeah,
Doc's
me
like,
in
I have a lot
Central
of
Illinois.
Doc's like, I got a lot of jerseys available. All of a sudden, guys, whoever's interested, just PM me.
These are the best Chinese knockoffs you'll ever find. MeiGray
He's out on the
MeiGray
ice.
group is spelled the right way.
He's out on the ice next week with a Dwight Howard jersey on over his pads.
Hey, why not? Spread it out between locals.
Hey man, Kobe jerseys. Come on, that's you know.
You know, it's somebody's Grail, and I'm sure they'll post it on Facebook so I can tag Marco in it.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you don't want to start about that. I got your fucking. I saw the where you tagged me this week. You fucking dickhead. I know more. He's a
Every
nice
week
guy.
I'm gonna find one.
I
to
felt
tag you.
really bad about that. I didn't even chime in because the guy was like, "Cal, it's this is it. This is the Grail of all Grails." He's like, "Get ready, guys." And I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, give me a break." Anyways,
Oh my god. So fucking. Alright, Steven, first of all, you gotta stop listening to the show live. But look at his fucking face. I'm sorry. You just created Skype. Look at his fucking face.
Oh my god.
Can you guys hear
Oh
me or
my
no?
god.
Yeah, we can hear you, man.
You guys are welcome.
What the fuck is going on there?
No, Steven, alright. So Steven's obviously a first time caller. I just convinced him to get Skype. So this is like the picture that you take when you just get into Skype. It's like, smile for the camera so he can have a profile ID.
It's like a little pedophile pose thing going on. He's got his little mugshot thing.
Alright, so Steven, if you guys remember a while back, you know, I had that article about last year's Hockeytown Authentic sale and those two motherfuckers that were in front of me at line, specifically to get the Glendennings from me. Steven's one of the
Motherfuckers.
two.
Are you
I'd be
serious?
reaching through Skype and beating his ass.
There's no way. Are you serious?
Welcome
Yep.
to the show, motherfucker.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, man? He took some time off from his homework to talk to us.
There was actually a good story behind it. It wasn't just, hey, I found out who Derek was, went and like wanted to steal him from him. It started, I was at one of the practices, and you guys know Raymond from the groups and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, he was at the sale and he chimes in on shit here and there on the Red Wing shit.
Yeah, and he was telling me, he goes, I'm like, yeah, I would really want to get a Glendenning jersey. And he's like, you're never going to get one. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, there's a guy that collects all of them. He, he goes through and he usually gets all of them. He gets the auction ones and the Game Used Red Wings ones. He has the Toledo ones. I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah. He goes, I just wouldn't even try. So that's when it turned into me and my friend Zach, who I work with. We wanted to get them. So we ended up showing up. I got in my car and I was there and met him there around I would say 3 a.m. And
Nah,
We were
fuck
sitting in my
you,
car-
Derek.
we were sitting in my car right until I forget who it was. There was somebody right behind us that pulled up that new Derek.
Jason.
Yeah, so sitting there, he came up. I'm like, well, I better get outside. I don't want to be a jerk and like sit in my car. And then they're like, oh, we were here first. So we jump in line, and then by the time Derek showed up, I thought he was gonna have a stroke. I felt kind of bad.
It was not a good day for me. I mean, everything kind of worked out in the end. I mean, we've helped each other out on some shit and it's been pretty cool. So it's not like there's animosity. It's a good story to tell, you know. And I always like the fact when your buddy like posts some shit about it and everybody wants to jump down my shit about it. I'm like, the fuck? It's a fucking editorial article. I'm allowed to give my opinion. Like on what is it?
Can
that
I
fucking-
throw my 2 cents?
that forum you guys go on? Is it ice?
You're gonna do it
jerseys or
anyway.
something? What
I
is
don't
it?
go on
Steven,
that.
good for you, man.
Fuck you, Marco.
Derek's been hoarding this shit for way too long. He's like these Chinese people that can't eBay. It's not fair, man. Good for you, Steven. Keep fighting the good fight, man. Sliced part of my finger off today, and I'm really fucking hammered right now.
He does
Yeah,
know
yeah.
if it ever goes for sale, he does have first dibs on it. It's no like me being a jerk or anything. So
No, I mean at the sale, and I tried to make it pretty clear in the article. You know, we talked a lot at the sale. You know, and I feel like, you know, we all kind of figured out what type of people we are, and that's why we're friends, and that's why I have you on the show right now. You know, I actually had to convince Steven to put down his fucking homework for 15 minutes to join us on the show.
Steven, you don't even know what Derek says behind your back. Derek's like, I fucking hate that Steven guy, man. He beat me on that Glendenning shirt. If I ever see that guy again, I'm gonna fucking kill that guy. But now he's all nice because he wants the shirt. Now
Marco,
he's like,
Steven listens to the show,
Steven,
man.
I love you. You're a good guy.
Steven listens to the
If you
show.
ever want to move that Glendenning, you let me know.
Yeah,
Most people
mute him.
Most people go, "Who the fuck is Glendenning?"
That's true. A lot of
I gotta
people
tell you,
are.
here's what's heartwarming about this whole thing to me, and I gotta tell you, if Doc was in front of me at a Blues GameWorn sale, I'd punch him in the dick. So I gotta tell you, it's impressive that you guys didn't come to blows.
Everyone's each other's best friend until they collect the same thing. I forget who I heard that from in the hobby, but someone told me that one day, and I'm like, yep, that's exactly the truth.
Well,
Love you, Doc.
the jersey has only been worn once, and we purposely wore it to one of the games to get a picture of them together so that we could show it to them. So we're kind of jerks there.
Yeah, I did that with my Glendennings. I could only fit 4 of them because I only had 4 people go, but I did that with 4 of them one time just to get a cool picture, like overlooking the rink. So I know where you're coming from, man.
Oh, I mean, but then you ended up with those cool goalie jerseys, though. I mean, you didn't.
Yeah.
I know you wanted your Denning, but you ended up with some good stuff anyway.
Yeah,
You got a hash it, didn't you?
Oh yeah, you're talking about my name on back remove shit, dude.
You got like a
McCarty.
Hashick practice jersey.
Dude, I got 2
photo match.
Hassicks.
Oh my god!
2
what
of them.
the fuck?
A training
You're worried
camp
about
and
Glendenning.
exhibition.
You're like it was you're like I guess it's a good day. I just walked away with that 2 Hashicks.
Oh, and
I
Marco,
can get
you
my
like
Glendenning
this?
now, so
I photo matched those Hassicks.
that's blocked up. That's a
Oh,
good
oh,
day.
What'd
by
you
the
pay,
way,
like
I
$70 a piece.
I photo matched them thanks to Steven's help.
Oh my god! Really?
Yeah.
Well, here's a question for you guys. You guys are the experts. What do you think? I know that you've seen the Lidstroms go for, I've seen like $3,000 and stuff like that. I picked up the training camp Lidstrom. What do you think that's worth? Before I tell you what I paid.
I'd probably put 1,500 on it.
I was gonna say 1,500. Yeah, like I would say fair market value on because his stuff is so hard to come across.
And the training camp, it was probably worn for probably 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah,
I'm
they do
not sure.
the cycle for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it. I photo matched a mark on the back of it to, I think, 07, 08. I think it was, or 08, 09. I forget exactly what year. But I paid $750 for it, so I was pretty happy.
You did well.
No, that's a good deal.
Yeah,
That's very
definitely.
good.
It's not a $75 Hashick, but it'll work.
50.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Doc, it was 50.
Oh, well, shit. Jackass.
2 each of them were 50, and then that McCarty that I photo matched the whole no, but that was 52.
That's insane.
That would have been a good trade to Lidstrom straight up for the Hashick. Like that would have been sick.
I'm a big
And then
Lidstrom
both
fan.
of them-
Yeah, Steven's a really big Lidstrom fan. Like, if we could find him a decent, like, regular season one, I'm pretty sure he'd be thrilled.
Who's
Well,
not a
I'm
Lidstrom
going
fan?
to his signing February 23rd. I don't know when I'm going to get signed yet, but I'm going. I got the public one, so I get to meet him, like one of the 100 people. So
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
You know what you should do? You should when you see him, you should say, "Hey Nicholas, did you know there's these German motherfuckers that are holding all your jerseys in like Munich or some shit like that? How do you feel about that?" And get him on the show. And we'll see
oh,
how
they
he-
really are? Is that who has them all?
Oh yeah, they're all in fucking Germany.
Well, there's one on the, I wonder. I'm guessing that one on Game Worn auctions is probably going to go for above $3,000.
Is there one now on GameWorn auctions?
Yeah, I forget what year it is, but there was one. I think I don't know who posted in one of the groups, but I saw it. There was a lot of Red Wing stuff.
Yeah, there's a fuck ton of Red Wing shit, man.
Did you guys see the new classic stuff?
Yeah.
That shit's amazing. Oh my god.
No, I didn't really look at it this time.
Oh my god, it's so nice. I don't blame you. Like, I mean, like, you know what? The Canadian dollar. You guys all laugh at me. Ah, ha, ha, the Canadian dollar, this and that. But it's true, man. I'm not going to be buying anything.
Dude, you can't afford it. I mean,
it's
it's what, a quarter to
Well,
a dollar?
Especially when you have to spend money to sew a finger back on.
Whoa. Let me tell you something, okay?
Oh gosh.
I live in Canada, so I don't need to spend the money on the fingers. That's why I can buy the jersey.
He's got that third world health insurance.
Third world, what are you talking about? Give me a break.
I kind of feel guilty sometimes. The Flames did one of their military, like their practice jerseys, and I looked at it, I was like, I'll put a bid down, and their prices, I'm like, wow, 300. I was like, oh wait a minute, that's Canadian. So
it's a buck 85.
I feel like I'm at a huge advantage here. Like I could put.
Oh my god,
That
you
was
guys are such
500.
fucking assholes.
That was
I
like
didn't-
the time.
But
no,
I didn't
seriously,
do
that
it
was
because I'm like, I don't want to spend over $100 on a practice jersey, that a warm up. You know, that where they shoot the puck at the goalie, and that's who gets the marks on the warm ups is the goalies. And I was just like, not worth it.
It sounds a
Oh,
lot
I
like
hate you
the
guys
time
so
that I went grocery shopping in Cabo in Mexico, and I about pissed my pants when I saw $500 was the total, and it turned out to be like $64 American.
Oh my god. Whoa, calm, this is power. You guys are fucking assholes.
That's
You
what I
guys
want to
think
do.
that as well?
I want to like get a bunch of my own money, right, and just go across the border and buy whatever the fuck I need to buy for like the year. Because like one paycheck could buy everything I need for a year.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hey, I'm excited. I am excited.
What is
with
the
it,
Canadian
Marco.
peso at right now?
It's not the Canadian peso, first of all. It's like 69 cents right now. It's not doing that bad. We're a resource-based economy and oil's
It's gone down
you
4
know?
cents
So
in the
what are
last
we gonna
week.
do?
It's gone down
Yeah,
4
I-
cents in the last week. Jeez.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm looking at buying
it's not
getting a Passau custom done chest protector, and Jesus, it's 700 Canadian. It works out to like 460 US
That's
for
the
the
truth.
Pro Pack total custom colors, everything I want on it.
Yo,
Yeah, but those numbers were flipped about 4 years ago.
dude,
so.
a couple
Yes, they
years
were.
ago, I bought the mystery box from the Vancouver Canucks. Right, that's when I got my Henrik Sedin, and
Oh, yeah.
it was $500, and then I converted it, and it was $550 US. I was like, fuck.
Haha! Haha! How the tables have turned in a bad way for us, but still they will turn back the other way.
I know you guys are all jerseys mostly, but I found a contact in Edmonton who does all their GameWorn stuff, and I was picking up 2 pucks off of them, and one was a second goal ever scored puck that I'm for sure getting. He wanted $100 Canadian for it. I was like, yeah, sure, $70. That's no big deal.
Oh
then,
my god! You need to fucking ban Steven from this fucking show, like right
No.
away. This shit's not working out.
And then I did find I'm not 100% sure I'm getting it yet. He's gonna let me know tomorrow, I'm hoping. But Dylan Larkin's 9th goal was scored in Edmonton, and I'm hoping to get that. He said $100 for that Canadian. So considering they were selling for $450, I had Christy called me. It was like $450 for a puck, $600 for a stick. I almost lost it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And
His
sure enough,
9th
they
goal,
popped
but like if it was scored in Canada, that's worth like his like 6.5 goal. So it's like even better.
Oh, goal.
That
goal.
damn goal exchange.
Right.
Yeah, the goal exchange rate.
I was excited once because I was like, "Ooh, look, you're one of my favorite players is playing in England." I was like, "I don't know if I'm gonna get one of his GameWorns." I was like, "I'll go for one of his replica jerseys," and he's playing for the Sheffield Steelers, and I was like, "Oh wow, $65. That's not bad." Well, that's €65, which translate in US dollars is like $100. I'm like, "Oh." So that's what it feels like to be on this end of the
Yeah,
of the
for-
spectrum when you have to pay
Uh-huh.
for something.
we're the euro to the Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
You guys, oh my god, calm, this is power. It's gonna come back to you.
I
swear
can't
to God.
imagine a
It's gonna come
Canadian
back.
trying to buy something from Europe right now.
No, I couldn't either. There's no way.
Do I get like a fucking say in this at all? Like, are you guys just gonna
I'm
bash the
sorry.
shit out of my country
Four-finger
for the
Marco,
whole
are
entire
you
fucking
talking?
show?
Hey, if it makes you
No,
feel
but-
any better, I love poutine and ketchup chips.
Well, that's great. Maybe if you bought like $3 trillion worth, we'd be on par with our fucking dollar, but fucking cheapskate. Yeah, it sucks, man. All joking aside, it really sucks. I don't imagine the auction houses are having much fun with it because
Isn't Classic in Toronto?
it's out of Quebec, and yeah, so it's all the Canadian dollar across provinces is all the same. So I
So that's how
imagine that.
they listed everything Canadian then for their auctions.
No, they list it's all American. So they're gonna see a, for a lot of their stuff, especially the Canadian teams, are gonna see a decrease in sales price. It's definitely going to be like when you look at like 5 years down the road, and someone's like, oh, when January 2016, a Hashtag went for like $2,500. Honestly, you're gonna be like, well, the Canadian dollar was at like fucking 35 cents, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
you can't. It's so insane. The last time this happened, which was I think about a dozen years ago, a lot of Canadian hockey teams, NHL teams, were on the verge of bankruptcy. They were doing ticket drives and all this and that. So it's
because they had that money to spend.
That's interesting coming up with Stamkos probably going free agency and Toronto's wanting him. It's like, how much does Toronto have to give?
No. The Leafs are outside of this conversation entirely. They're fucking that. Like they
are they
make money.
They're pretty much like the
over.
Yankees where they can.
Yeah, they're the
everything.
Yankees. Doesn't matter.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Leafs print their own money.
Yeah, they do.
Which, I mean, they have to print a lot more of it right now, but they print their own money.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god! I swear to God!
So
Hey, I do have one
Can't
more
they
question.
just buy it at the store at the Monopoly game? For the
Ouch.
Uncle Moneybags brings it to the rink.
Do not pass go.
Steven has a
collect
question.
$200.
All right, Steven, go ahead, jump in here.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so quick question. I was offered a trade recently, and I was just trying to get you guys' opinion. One of the people I consulted with was Paul Rank. He was kind of on the forums quite a bit. But somebody had offered me for my Miller Lidstrom night jersey one of those one-game wonder, the Russian patch is on him, a Cronwall. They wanted quite a bit more for me. How would you guys rank that one-game wonder compared to, a full worn season Lidstrom patch?
Is it
Even
a
though
Love
it's
for
Miller-
Locomotive one?
Yeah.
Like in the set tag, it actually says Love for Locomotive.
I didn't see the set tag. It was one that's posted in one of the forums right now for sale for like $875.
I would first get a look at the set tag because that year they had set jerseys, right, regular season jerseys, and they had the patch, and then they came out with Love for Locomotive, which are one-game jerseys. So is he saying it is for sure a one-game jersey?
Yeah, I believe it's the one-game jersey. But
because if you could get the set, like the set one of it, that would be a decent deal. But I don't really like to fuck around with one-game jerseys unless they're like the outdoor games or something where they're not going to wear the model again.
Oh, unless the specialty jersey, in which case tune into last week's episode because that was a doozy.
Well, yeah, because he wanted. Well, I was surprised. I said no right away, but he wanted the Miller, and I have a game issued the Sweden Zetterberg that I got from the O2 Olympics with the World Hockey jerseys letter of authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted that one too, both for the one. I was like, I should have said no immediately.
What was the player?
No.
Was it Iserman?
No, it was Cronwall.
No, hell no, dude.
No, that's
Well,
crazy,
yeah, that's what I thought. I was just wondering because I talked to a couple other people and they were like, "Well, it's only Drew Miller. You're not going to get anything for that jersey compared to what you paid." And I'm like, "It's the Lidstrom patch one. It's not like they're out there, like crazy. I mean, full game."
There's
full
one
season.
Miller Lidstrom patch jersey.
Yeah.
And there's 26, 27 Lidstrom patches on jerseys out there right now.
Yeah.
Well, and you can look at value all day long, but ultimately you just gotta look. It's gonna sound corny, but you gotta look and see what makes you happy. I've got both Conklin Sweden patch jerseys from the 09 Premier, and I've been offered just because they have that patch on them. I've been offered decent deals, and I'll turn them down all day long just because I love those jerseys. So I mean, just don't let the pressure of a dollar amount sway you one way or the other.
Yeah.
Drew, every time you say Conklin, I believe you have to say no relation.
Fair point, no relation.
It wasn't a dollar value I was worried about. It was more of like I thought I was being crazy. I didn't want to think I was being crazy, like thinking that was like completely ridiculous. And I thought it was.
There are always going to be jerseys that are more, that you're more partial to or you care about more than others. I mean, I've made plenty of deals that I'm sure if I announced them on the radio show here, people would think I was a fucking idiot, and I am. But it didn't matter. It made me happy at the time, so don't worry about it.
Here's my rule of thumb when I look at this shit: is I've got a jersey that was worn for one game, and if you take a look at a lot of collectors that are newer or like maybe not as with it in the hobby, they look at these jerseys and they don't consider the amount of wear on them or how long they were used. So if I had the choice between having a regular season jersey of a dirt player or a mediocre player's one game jersey, I'm probably going to take the regular season jersey because I mean it's one game. It kills me.
See,
that was an eye opener for me because my first ever game worn jersey was a specialty jersey, and I was like, and before I had put bids in before, and I was like, okay, I'll put this bid in, and I was like, I lost. I put in, $500, and I lost on a single GameWorn. And then I started learning about, how the team works. I'm like, oh, that's how these fans, they want. I mean, like I say, last time, some of it do it for the tax write-off, some do it for the player, or some just do it for the organization. I'm kind of more like, I want to do it more for what organization it's for. So, I mean,
Marco's chomping at the bit to say some dick shit.
I know.
Well, I mean,
there it goes.
It's it's situational, obviously. Like,
Right.
And what I collect, and I got a Phil Housley jersey, and I love that fucking thing. And the guy wore it for honestly a minute and 30 seconds. That's how long you wear that fucking jersey for. So,
right. Well,
it's
you're
situational.
looking at a very specific instance, with
That's true.
a very specific player. We're talking like, all right, so I've got my pick of the litter of Ovechkin jerseys. Each one costs $8,000. Am I going to get the one that he wore for 4 games, or am I going to get the one that he wore for 16?
With you 100%. Obviously, the 16. Even with the patch, I would rather have the 16 game jersey.
Yes.
As long as it has more wear, because it's you never know. Like, you see some of these one game wonders that have pretty good wear, and then you see some of these ones that are worn apparently for
Connor
8 games, and they have shit wear.
McDavid.
Yeah. Oh my God.
he breathed in this jersey,
different
so it's
level.
worth $20,000.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been different had it been like, closer. I mean, the Miller's shredded. It was used all season. The Lidstrom patch is really what set the thing apart. But I mean,
No, I
depending
know
on who
that
it is,
Miller. That Miller's a good Miller. I would hold on to it compared
But
to
yeah,
a one-game wonder. That Cromwell, I'm sure, doesn't have much wear, if anything. You might be able to find in the right light a slash mark or something.
yeah, that's what I was just wondering. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't completely off basis, going like, "Are you kidding me?" Like I completely stopped talking to the guy because I thought he was so ridiculous.
No, you'll find that here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I value some of the patches a little bit more. I mean, I eventually want to pick up one of those Russian patches ones, but I'm not going to spend $875 on one that has like no wear and
Yeah.
Now, the one that you really want to get is the Believe patch. Those are the ones to get.
Well, then isn't there that? Who is it? There's one that was for sale, wasn't it? The McCown.
McCown.
That one finally went for like $550.
Yep.
What's the Believe patch, out of curiosity?
You remember when the Red Wings won back-to-back, but Manatsakanov and Konstantinov got in a car accident? The year after they got in that car accident, they won again. They were wearing the Believe patch all year.
Holy, yeah, that would be a nice one
That's
to
the
have.
one to have. I have a Hudson with it. It's sweet.
Other than we're kind of like
I can't remember
getting
anything sweet that
bragging
Toronto's
rights
done.
about a guy who was fucking in a limo accident that's like now like fucking mentally handicapped. We had a conversation about this on a show like I think like 8 shows ago, and we were like, but hey, it is what it is. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that it is a sick jersey, it's a sick patch, but the other side of it is teams fucking capitalizing off a guy that's fucking now his life's fucking destroyed.
Well, yeah, I have a.
I don't know if I would say capitalizing.
You're right. Capitalizing is the wrong word.
I have a picture with me and my family with Manatsakanov in the Stanley Cup after the accident. His Manatsakonov's son was one of my hockey coaches growing up, so we went to one of their charity benefits, and that was pretty cool. He didn't look that bad. I mean, that was back then. I don't know what has changed now, but I've always thought that the worst out of it was Konstantinov. I mean,
Yeah.
He got the worst by far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even close. Other than the guy that fucking died, who was the limo driver. Yeah.
Konstantinos looks a lot better, though, in more recent years, though.
You know
his
what?
recovery
Like,
process has come a long way.
There was a documentary, and I thought I was looking forward to seeing it. And I'm like, the guy's gonna be like, he's probably reintegrated into society and this and that. He's not. Like,
No, he
his
won't
fucking
be,
wife divorced
unfortunately.
him, and like, and it's not like his wife's not a bad person. She's just like this, and the guy, he's not the same. He's not the same person anymore. It's like it's just really sad.
Yeah, but I mean, if you marry for that reason, or if you leave somebody after that, you're a pretty fucking shallow person.
I don't know. No, like I don't know. You marry a person, and then the person changes in a fucking split second, like completely changes. Like I don't know if you're a bad person at that point, you know. Like she still went to go visit him and support him, but it was like the connection wasn't there anymore because the guy was.
He's
like,
just you become a different person who
Right.
you're married
Right.
to, and let's face it, those of us who are married know that there are specific things that you need in a marriage. Yeah. But let's not talk about marriage. This is open mic night on GameWorn Radio.
No.
Yeah, one last thing. I keep saying one last thing. One of the coolest things I've noticed from this hobby starting off is meeting people. And recently I picked up one of the Denmark World Championship jerseys. And one of the nicest guys out there was the GM of Denmark's hockey team, like their national hockey team. The guy was awesome. He gave me a great deal on a jersey. And, you know, it's just cool meeting these people and them, you know, understanding the hobby and, you know, doing things like that. Like, you know, I bought one from them last year. He was like, "Oh, this one didn't sell. Let me give you a good deal." And he like, you know, mentioned like, "Hey, if you come out to a game next year, because I think it's in Toronto and Montreal again next year," he was like, "You know, let us know. We'll try to meet with you or whatever." And I thought it was pretty cool. Some of the people you meet.
Those are the contacts that keep, dude. If you find somebody cool within a team's organization, you can keep them forever. Because so many people in these places, in these organizations, you know, they're such fucking dicks, man. Now, Erickson Chio over at Vancouver, awesome dude. Like, I talk to him every now and then, here and there, and you know, he was genuinely interested in what I have going on, which is cool. But then you try to reach out to some of these other teams to find out information about the programs, or if they'd be willing to set you up with something. And you know, whoever gets the emails or whoever's in those places, they either don't get back to you, or when they get back to you, obviously tell that they don't care. I fucking hate that.
Well, it's the business or the retail side, because I know that the Blues are very much the same way, and that you try to get in touch with anybody. I know that their head of retail, or he was their head of retail, is just atrocious to deal with. And then you get a hold of some of the equipment guys, and they'll bend over backwards to help you out. And that's what's sad, is you start to pull the business into this, and the almighty dollar, you know, gets involved, and that's when shit goes awry. And that's actually a topic that should have brought up at the beginning of the show, is just. You know, when you've got an organization that just grossly mishandles their GameWorn product, and it's so frustrating. You want to reach out to an owner or somebody, but your voice isn't heard.
Yo, do you guys have Chick-Fil-A?
Do we like Chick-Fil-A?
Yeah, dude. So recently in
Tim
my
Hortons
area,
all the way.
we got a Chick-Fil-A, right? And you go up in there, and everybody in that joint is crazy nice.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy nice. Mm-hmm. And then you go to, like, Burger King, and you're like, what the shit? Like, it's amazing just how much being a nice person just changes your entire thing.
Yeah.
I'll go to
American
just
Southern hospitality, isn't it?
No,
dude.
It's their
because a lot of Americans are assholes. Trust me.
Dude, everybody's an asshole. I'd love to go to Canada where they're just like
right now.
don't lock their doors and shit.
No, when Chick-fil-A hires people, that is the culture that they bring somebody on in, and if you can't live up to that, you can't work there. It's ingrained in them from the get-go.
They make you earn that minimum wage.
They never get mad. They never get upset. I mean, they're extremely nice.
It makes me willing to pay more for their food because of the pleasant experience I'm getting. Even in the drive-thru, they're like smiling and like asking me about my day and shit. It makes me feel good inside.
Oh
and then
my
I drive
god,
through
you
Burger
guys
King and
are
they're
such
like,
fucking hypocrites. You must be kidding me. Okay, we can all admit that if we saw a jersey that some guy was selling and he told us the jersey's, you know, half price, but he was like, "Go fuck yourself. I'll ship it when I want to." You guys would fucking send him that $300 on a fucking heartbeat, and so would I. So it's a little bit different. We're talking about getting a fucking sandwich.
He doesn't work for the team, Marco.
Time out. Are we talking 300 Canadian or American?
Oh my god, you guys are so fucking assholes.
Well, back to kind of what Drew was saying.
I told you Americans are assholes.
Back to kind of what Drew was saying with the Blues. I kind of, you know, a lot of us who the ones that actually bid on the Avalanche game-worn jerseys, they had that big snafu of, oh, we didn't run anyone's credit card number, so you guys, and it was. The jersey auction was in August, and they let you know in November, like the week of Thanksgiving. You're like, oh, we didn't run your credit card or your bank, so you guys need to pay us now, because we forgot to run it. Someone didn't do the job, and I was like, so you've waited 5 months?
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying
I'm saying you waited 4 or 5 months.
We're not talking about Chick-fil-A here. We're talking about, you know.
I was talking about Chick-fil-A.
Sound like you're eating some right now.
I was kind of go back on the topic of what Drew
they
was
were
talking
open
about,
on Sunday,
dealing with the Blues and, you know, the mismanagement, how the equipment People are kind of nicer than like with the retail and business are.
Well, in my big gripe with the Blues right now is that they contracted through Fanatics, and you know,
Oh,
so if I, and granted,
yeah.
don't get me started there, but here's my
Yeah.
gripe. I wish I could. I'd love to write a letter to Tom Stillman and offer my retail background and say, listen, I'll work for literally free just to keep these jerseys in house. I'll help you price the straw. I'll help you structure out the pricing. I'll help you. You know, better the display of them. I help you better the shipping box. You know, the overall look of them, the things that collectors want. I could speak to all this, and I'll do it for free just to keep these jerseys in house. But you know, 2 years ago, I was able to grab a Tarasenko jersey off the shelf for $800 in the store, and then Fanatics wants $5,000 for it, and all you're doing is alienating your true collectors.
Look.
Yeah, but
the
you know
people
what?
that work for these places, though, they only want one thing, man.
Money.
That's it.
Who is that?
Oh no, I get it. But I'm saying if you can keep the jerseys in house and still make the same amount of money that you would by selling off that whole set, while keeping your fan base happy, while keeping the collectors that are long-term collectors engaged in your product, so you're looking at both making the same amount of money short-term, you know, basically the same amount you would in selling the set, but also re-engaging somebody long-term. It's a better long-term solution.
Pay me my money.
And it's the big thing, and Drew, I think you've heard on the past shows.
To the death.
We have, and a lot of teams, including the Blues, don't seem to give a shit. It's basically what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Red Wings. I mean, I go to those games and you see $3,000 Zetterberg sitting there for months after months after months. I mean,
Years, man.
Yeah,
Years, for fuck's sakes.
I mean, I talked to the Edmonton guy. I found the contact. I mean, second he found out I wasn't looking for something Connor McDavid, he was the nicest guy ever. He was like, hey, you know, he gave me his cell phone number. He's been like texting me like, hey, I promise I'll get to you. You know, I'll let you know exactly when it's shipping, blah, blah, blah. He's like the coolest dude ever.
I need this dude's number.
And I pretty much stalked the guy. I had to find him, and I emailed him, and I was like, hey, I'm just looking for this gear. And he's like, yeah, I'll let you know. And then next thing you know, I get a text message from him saying, like, is this the puck you're looking for? I'm like, yeah. He goes, okay. He goes, this is the price, everything like that. He called me up the one day, was talking to me, telling me how he plays hockey and blah, blah, blah. I mean, coolest guy ever. But, you know, he's very, very, I don't think he gets a lot of contact other than people looking for, I want McDavid, I want this. And to talk to somebody about something else, I think he enjoyed it.
These are not the pucks you're looking for.
I want to backtrack here because a long time ago I had a lot of bad shit
You got
to say
2
about
minutes.
Oh, really?
2 minutes.
A lot of bad shit to say about the Leafs organization, and I recently reached out to Brendan and the Leafs, and he was really nice. Not to say that I agree with everything they do, but I'm gonna throw it out there that Brendan, hope you're listening. Sell me the fucking Sundin skates, you motherfucker.
I'm gonna make sure he hears us now.
Yeah, I hope he does.
All right. Well, we can go ahead and wrap this up. But this is a lot of fun, man. I think we'll definitely be doing open mic night again. If I can't think of any more topics, you know, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have a topic for tonight, so I was like, "Fuck it, open mic night, yeah."
We didn't even discuss the, what was it, 35,000 for the Eichel.
Oh, we should.
That was a fun thing to watch on Facebook. All the comments and the updates. That was fun.
That's what we'll do in 2 weeks. We'll talk about recent auction closings, which will include that, and I can get some shit off my chest about the recent Walleye jersey auction and how I didn't have anybody proxy bid for me at the Grand Rapids Griffins auction. That sucks.
That's when they beat the Monsters at, probably.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, yeah, dude, you guys, this was a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to another open mic night, so we'll see if we can get one rolling. Steven, thanks for joining us, man. First time caller. You too, Drew.
First time, long time.
It'll be again.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Hope to see you guys again.
Thank you.
All my regulars, y'all, I hate you. No, I only hate you,
yeah.
Marco.
I hate you so much.
Such an ass.
Bert.com, I love you guys. Marco, you can go die.
Oh my god, you're such a fucking.
No, we love you, Marco. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. We'll see you in a couple weeks.